What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday. Let's effing go. The weekend is here. I'm ready for some Eagles football. I don't know about you, but unfortunately, I have some bad news. I will not be able to do Fan Friday live tonight, but we'll be live tomorrow night for the top matchup. So hope to see you then. But here, right now, of course, Friday, a little after 6 here, we've got the game status report. So we know who's out, who's questionable for both the Eagles and the Giants. We're going to take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at the updated depth charts for both, as well as the practice squads for both, see who maybe could get elevated, and we'll find that information out tomorrow. But appreciate you all taking the time. Hope you all had a great week. Thank you for hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff you do. Cannot thank you enough. But let's just start this off with some bad news, but some news we kind of already knew about. So Jordan Mailata placed on IR. Now, what I took from this is, well, at least Dallas Goedert wasn't placed on IR. But we know that now Mailata will at least miss the next 4 weeks. So that's very unfortunate. One of the best left tackles in the game. So you never want to lose anyone like that. But you know what I'm about to say, right? Next man up. So let's take a look at the rest of the injuries going on, but wanted to get that information out to you. Obviously, you probably heard about it, but it's unfortunate. But let's take a look here at some things, and then we'll look at that depth chart. So obviously, Mailata out. Goddard is out for this game. Byron Young as well, and I talked about it. I think Byron Young could get cut to allow one of these guys to come off of IR, whether that is Albert O, whether that is Sidney Brown, Anaya Smith. But we have an open roster spot now with Mailata going to IR. So those guys with the asterisks you see down there, Brown, Alberto, and Smith, they could possibly come back. Now, anything in green on Friday, that is what has changed. So you see Milton Williams, Oren Burks were full participants. Now, Darius Slay, he was a full participant, but questionable for this game. So we'll see if he's ready to rock. Then you've got Eli Ricks, also questionable. So let's take a look at this Eagles depth chart with all of these injuries. Now, you can see Mailata has been added, but as I mentioned, Alberto, Anaya Smith, Sidney Brown, these guys could come off of their respective lists. So look out for that information. By tomorrow, we will know that, and I will let you know if anything happens. But none of those guys will be on the depth chart here. So obviously, you can see at left tackle, Jordan Mailata is not there. So Fred Johnson, I have at left tackle. You keep Becton at right guard, or maybe you guys feel a little bit better about Mekhi Becton starting at left tackle and then Tyler Steen going to right guard. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do there, but I feel comfortable either way. I would probably just put Fred Johnson there because I really like his game. Don't want to mess with what we've got going on with Becton learning that right guard spot. But do what you got to do, and I'm down with it. Now, Goddard being out, we talk about it. Cal Katera stole. Got to step it up, man. And we'll talk about the practice squad here in a second. But, yeah, you can see everybody else is healthy on this offense. So, next man up, baby. And, look, it's going to be unfortunate without Mailata. But as I mentioned, man, you've got Fred Johnson, you've got Tyler Steen, and whoever's starting, obviously they're not Mailata. But we got this, baby. And I've already seen a lot of the comments, season's over. I commented back to that person. They said the season could be over. And I said, well, we could win the Super Bowl. So you have no idea what could happen. Remember when all of you tried to tell me my first year ever doing this, that we could never win a game, let alone the Super Bowl with Nick Foles and all of the other injuries that we had around that. And then we won the Super Bowl. So let's just stay patient a little bit before we jump ship, right? But, hey, you're more than welcome to jump ship if you'd like. I'm going to ride with my birds till the day I die. So bleeding green in these parts. Now, you've got Byron Young, as I mentioned, probably somebody that could be on the way out. But you can see Slay, Ricks, questionable. So you've got guys that could step in. You've got Rodgers that I think, if Slay is out, should start. You got Ringo back there. You've got Maddox who can help out. So you've got some pieces here. Maybe they want to elevate somebody. But, yeah, that's what's going on with the defense. The special teams, everybody is good to go here. Obviously, with Covey on IR, you've got DeJean as the punt returner, Rodgers, Shipley, kick returners. It was very nice to see Rodgers get a few kick returns. I've been asking for that for a little bit. So that's what's up. Maybe we'll see a big return this game. Now, the practice squad, here are the pieces that we're talking about. So maybe you want to bring up a Perry Nickerson who knows the system. AJ Woods has been here for a couple of weeks. Maybe you elevate him if Slay is out. And when you see these elevations, sometimes that can be telling. So we'll see what they decide to do there. But more so, you look at EJ Jenkins, the tight end. Beyond that, Stoll got added to the active roster a couple of weeks ago. So we don't have anybody else there. But, with the injuries, maybe you have Jack Driscoll again elevated like he was last week. So I'll keep you up to date again tomorrow. That information will come out. We'll see who the Eagles decide to elevate with their injuries there. So going to be interesting tomorrow to see if any of that info comes out. But again, I'll keep you up to date whenever it does and whenever the hell I can get home. So let's take a look now at the Eagles' Week 7 opponent, the New York Giants. And we know they've got a lot of injuries, a lot of stuff going on here. So Andrew Thomas the other day was placed on IR, so they lost their left tackle as well. But he's out for the season. That is a major blow. But Adoree Jackson, their backup corner, is out. Their punter, Jamie Gallan, is out as well. Now, questionable. Two monsters, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and then you have safety Dane Belton, who was added today with an illness. He did not practice. So we'll take a gander, but you can see Malik Nabers was limited, being precautious with that groin injury he has, but he was cleared from concussion. He will play. Same with starting running back Devin Singletary. So getting some of their pieces back, getting healthier. But again, you don't want to lose Andrew Thomas, and you can see this is their IR. These are the guys that you will not see on this upcoming depth chart. Now, the offense, as I mentioned, fully healthy. So you've got Singletary and Nabers, beyond. What the hell? I must have saved the wrong one. I do apologize. But I had Azeju in there at left tackle. But I've been, following some Giants reporters. They've been saying Ellen Noor could possibly go to left tackle. Azeju then down there at right tackle. Maybe Evan Neal gets a shot. But either way, a big blow for them. And apologize, I don't know what the hell I did there. But on the defensive side of the ball, as I mentioned, Burns, Lawrence. So that would be massive. If you lose Burns, you got Patrick Johnson, Boogie Basham, got some guys on the practice squad we'll talk about. But you don't ever want to be missing anything like that. DJ Davidson, he was a little banged up at practice today, but he did not have any kind of designation. So he's good. Got Jordan Riley there. So they kind of got some depth, I guess, but you definitely don't want to be missing those two studs. Now, Jackson is out, so again, he's a backup, not a big deal. You have Hawkins and McLeod to back up as well. And then at safety, Dane Belton is questionable, so maybe Anthony Johnson is active for this game. Those are their injuries there. And then you can see their punter being out. They had signed Matt Hack the other day. We talked about that. You can always feel free to check out any of these videos throughout the week. Try to keep you up to date with all of this stuff, but going to be missing their punter. So you have Hack signed. So again, you don't need to elevate anybody, and you don't even have a punter there. So that's, something they don't need to really consider there. Hodgins was being elevated because of Nabers' injury, and the same Dante Miller because of Singletary's. So without those injuries, we'll see if maybe they add Garcia, Fox, Whitley. So, with those injuries, you have to always keep that stuff in mind when you're talking about the elevations. Sometimes they just like the depth they already have on the roster, so they could just be doing something for whatever reason. The Eagles like to do that, so you just got to keep your mind open to why these things are happening, who's inactive for these games, what they're playing more of on offense, defense, things like that. So I'll keep you up to date tomorrow with that, but that's all I've got for you here right now. If anything happens, I'll try to make a video, but I'm going to be really busy tonight. Not going to be able to do Fan Friday, unfortunately, but still love to hear from you. You guys got any kind of score predictions, questions, whatever's on your mind. Love to talk some birds with you. And you need anything else, doesn't have to be about the birds. Always here for you guys as you are for me. Hope you had yourselves a fantastic Friday. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!